What's up, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today for an overview of the Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 7 from Dark Horse Comics. So, let's get started. Alright, let's get started. A big thank you to Organic Price Books for sending us a copy of Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 7. So here we are, 7 volumes in. Feels just like yesterday that I got to break in the very first volume and I got an advance copy from Dark Horse. And man, I was so looking forward to that. And now so many of you have gotten to experience Berserk. Yes, that this come in a plastic cover and it comes with a little pamphlet, but not a pamphlet, a leaf pamphlet. It's only one little page. But anyway, it's Berserk. I get excited, I rip it out of the plastic, and of course I have to reread it because it's my favorite manga. So here we have Volume 7, and there has to be a word when you see something like this on your bookshelf, when you're nearing completion. Yes, I understand that there's 40 volumes, and they are going to go through with this all the way up to Volume 40 and beyond, as long as Miura puts out more and more content. But there has to be a word for that feeling whenever you see something like this becoming more and more complete. I love this. All of it in uniform. All of the volumes up at the top, the title here in the middle, Kentaro Miura, and for all of us that have gotten Dark Horse manga, and Viz manga too, for a long time, always have this fear of them changing their logo halfway through the series. And it's happened a lot. Actually, DC has done the same thing with Omnis and trade paperbacks. But there's always this constant fear for me that Dark Horse, I have a manga, I think it was Oh My Goddess, where they change their logo 3 different times, depending on the printing. But here it is. Man, it looks so beautiful on the shelf. I love this. Best manga ever, but this is one of the best presentations to date of a manga being available in deluxe hardcover edition. Now, the content we're about to look at in here has been previously collected in these 3 tankobons released over the years. I'm not going to show you the cover to the last volume because it's a little bit of a spoilers. And while I am talking about spoilers because we're looking at the Conviction arc and I have to show artwork from this era, I'm not going to reveal some of the big things that happen here for those of you that have not read it. But let's go ahead and get this opened. That sticker does come off, by the way. I just leave it there because I'm a rebel. No, I'm just kidding. I just forget to take it out. So here we have Berserk, Volume 7. I love it. Here's the contents where Volume 19 starts, Volume 20 and 21. And then we also get the table of contents for each of the books. So we kick it off with the Conviction arc. So we're back to the characters. Again, just talking a little bit about a spoiler here. We're back to the characters of Luca and Nina. And of course their newfound friend, Elena, quote unquote. Now, Casca and Guts have been separated for a while and he's looking for her. And of course, this is the volume where he gets reunited with her. Now he's teamed up with not only Puck, but also this kid named Isidro. And Isidro's kind of helping Guts along. So, Puck, of course, being the little fairy that has helped Guts along and kind of works as the comic relief of this series. Now he's joined by Isidro as another addition to the comic relief. But here's my man, Guts. So this story, I remember this, I don't know how long you all have been watching my channel, but this is the storyline where, you know, there's demonic things happening inside of a cave. There's sacrifices being made with these young women. These young ladies are being taken into a cave and there's horrible things happening to them. This is the volume, I think it was volume 19 and 20 that I had on the plane with me when we were on our way to Japan for our honeymoon, and I said, nope, I cannot read this on the plane. In case the plane goes down, I don't want God to judge me that the last book I read was Berserk. So that's my story, and I'm still sticking to it. I was like, I love this story, but I can't risk it, just in case. But anyway, these were the stories that I was reading on the plane, and then I eventually, when we landed, I did read them in the hotel room. But anyway, so we have also the return of the Iron Holy Knights, which are all led by Lady Farnese, and she's joined with Azan and her right-hand guy, Serpico, who is a complete badass, and you get to see how much of a badass he is within this volume. There's a fight between, finally, he breaks loose in this and gets to fight Guts in this, not a normal type of fight. So, There is a reunion, of course, between Casca and Guts, and I'm just mainly showing off the artwork without trying to go into spoiler territory. And of course, things don't go as planned. There's betrayal, and then the Inquisitor now has Casca. And of course, Guts has to rescue her. But before rescuing her, this feels more like a video game, like when you're fighting bosses and mini-bosses to get to the end boss. Before rescuing her, Guts has to defeat all his little minions. Meanwhile, we see the return of this character. Now, there's a couple of other surprise returns here. Some of the folks, and of course, a big return. And I'll talk about something that happens in the end, that without giving a spoiler. But anyway, we have the return of the Skull Knight, and a little more is revealed about him. Here's what I was talking about. There's the Inquisitor with all his little mini-bosses that are about to tear Guts' ass up. Yeah, right. Nobody can come close near Guts. He is the damn man. And one by one, he takes them down. And while he's having this fight, we have his friends. Nina's with the Skull Knight. And then everybody else is trying to get out of this castle that's been just run down by demons. Azan has questions about, well, maybe this is real. Maybe this isn't just fake. Isidro's with Lady Farnese, and there's this huge team up, and a lot of alliances change in this volume. So here we have Luca, where she has visions and things that are happening that the Skull Knight lets her see, and she wonders why he lets her see these things, and it all comes to play, and we get a little more of a hint as to who he was and who he is now. And just, again, showing some more of this badass artwork. All of the translations are translated within the panels, or right outside of the panels, with a little asterisk right there. I mean, the original Japanese lettering there, but the English translations are all done outside, all the effects or sound effects. Hey, Jerome, I forgot he makes his appearance here. He was also part of the Knights. So, like I said, there are alliances that change throughout here, and we get more of Guts' team just getting a little bit bigger and bigger by the end of this. By the end of this, too, is a huge game changer. Something happens in the third part of this, so in Volume 21, and something that still a lot of us question what exactly we're looking at. And without giving anything away, it is a huge game changer for the story of Berserk and for the story of Guts and what is going to happen, what it means, rather. And it's really difficult to talk about without getting into spoiler territory, but those of us that have read this know exactly what I'm talking about, and we probably all have the same question. What exactly does this particular thing mean, this particular character mean to this other character that we thought we were reading about? But that's pretty much all I will say about that. Each of the books comes with this wonderful ribbon. They all retail for $49.99. This particular volume has 704 pages. Let's look at just a little more artwork. Now, I've talked about the nudity and the sexual content in here and the brutality of Berserk. But again, I do like to warn people ahead of time. This one's pretty brutal. There's a lot of things that happen. Like I said, ladies get taken inside of a cave where there's giant demons. Without getting too grotesque, I'm pretty sure most of y'all can figure out what exactly happens in there. So if that's not for you, then you may want to not read this. But for everybody else, I mean, it's part of this world. Now, let's look at these extras in the back, or the covers, rather. Okay, before we get there, I did want to show what the spreads look like within this deluxe edition compared to the spread pages in the original volumes. As you can see, because of the sewn binding, it's laying over really nice, whereas the original tankobons, of course, mine have aged because I got them when these originally came out. But, you lose a lot of the artwork within those gutters right there compared to these beautiful formats. And, of course, the format is also bigger. The paper quality is this thick, matte paper. So let's, again, go back to the end here and look at the extras. Censoring that final page of the story arc, because I don't want to spoil that for anybody. But I mentioned the paper quality of the books, or the stories itself in here, are this thick matte paper, whereas the covers are done in this glossy finish to them. And censoring the cover to Volume 21, because I don't want to spoil what happens within these pages, but here's the cover to Volume 20. You get a little small bio on Kentaro Miura. Born in 1966. Man, he started this manga all the way in the 90s. Whew. Dude was a lot younger than I am. But here's the other books advertised in the back. And that, as they say, is that. Oh, and if you're wanting to pick this book up, don't forget to check out our sponsor, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online source for collected editions up to 50% off retail price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on excellent packaging, so your stuff gets to you in excellent condition, and they have amazing customer service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And for all you Minties that are watching, if you're a first-time customer, don't forget to mention that Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a promotional credit on free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your source for the hottest books with deep discounts, customer service, and excellent shipping that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content and page count of this deluxe edition. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking it up and what you think about the series. If you're reading it this way, if you read them in original tankobon size, these right here, of course, or you know, if this is your first experience reading Berserk, I would love to know all those comments down below, what you think of the story so far, where you think it's going to go. It's also one of my favorite questions to ask, where you think this story is going to go, because it never goes the way that you think it's going to go. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We put out videos every day. More importantly, everybody, stay healthy, stay safe, and much love.